don't do good things for your complexion or the color of your teeth. Just so you know.
I've changed my name to Tolerant White. That's what a Tolerant White.
I feel like Simon's about to start saying, "Hey there, Delilah," right now.
Yeah, I do. I have a bit of an emo thing
Yeah, you got
to
a slice.
I got a bit of an emo thing.
So what's
going
it
on.
like being the front man of Hawthorne Heights? Like, it seems like...
You know what?
it'd
It's
be a
like when I
sick
first
thing.
picked up a tambourine, I thought to myself, this is what I'm going to be.
CJ making fun of anyone's hairstyle is
you
just atrocious.
I like my hair.
Being a tambourine player is not a phase, Mom.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Tambourinist.
Tambourinist.
Is that what it is? I don't know. It sounded good.
Tamburini?
How are your shows? You've been on the road a lot lately?
Yeah, I've been touring a lot, but I got to say that, like, we were talking about it, like, sales are bad, dude. Sales are bad right now. I think everyone's panicking.
I did a pretty good job of avoiding the car pod.
Oh, that's good.
There's one story
I hate
about
a
a
car
guy
pod.
that he will have to retell. That's very cool.
Okay.
He started telling it, and I go, "Can you stop telling me this story, man? It's too cool." I need
There's
you to
nothing
save it."
lamer than having to do that.
Oh, it's so
Stop telling me your fun story.
I know it's really cool.
I only
and
have
the guy-
6 stories, so I'm happy to tell them. I have 6 or 8 stories, and depending on whether I'm allowed to use the N-word or not, I have maybe 8.
I have one. Yeah.
You'd imagine that? I'm like, all of my stories are crazy racist. It's like, Jesus Christ.
I was not expecting that.
Tambourinist, that's what it is.
Let's go.
Uh,
Tambourist?
Tambourist.
Tambourist.
Tambourist. What? There's differing opinions.
Tambourist.
Tambourist sounds like a delicious meat that you would have in a pita.
I love tambourist.
You
You
know,
know, my mother used to.
Only artisanal though.
And I think the thing I like about it is the mix of the ginger and the squirrel fat. Tambourist. Hey, that guy looks like Ray Cooper is the
Ray
the
Cooper?
tambourist.
Or it looks like Rudy
He
Giuliani,
does.
honestly.
But I think if they were to make a movie, he looks like Paul
Maybe
Giamatti
this-
would play him, and it would be a very charged movie about the social and political ramifications. It'd be the Green Book of tambourine.
Why does he have supervillain glasses on though?
I am going to play this tambourine, and you are not going to stop me. I will bang the shit out of this thing. You goddamn motherfuckers.
just Paul Giamatti.
Super villain sunglasses.
You goddamn motherfuckers. I will play the tambourine until my fingers bleed.
All right, calm down.
How many voices you got?
Reskin this tambourine
Voices
right
I
now.
got.
How many voices do you think?
I don't know. I got a few hundred.
Red
A
Fox.
few
A
hundred.
few hundred. I'm out of practice with a lot of them because I don't really do them as much anymore. But they're still around there.
No, but seriously,
Let's do
though.
them. Yeah.
No, but seriously though, welcome to the pod.
Hey, thanks for having me.
This is gonna be a fun one.
I like it. I'm already having fun.
It's a reunion, dude. Skankfest reunion. We didn't get to rip one,
I know.
but we stayed with the legendary Simon King.
Let's
Hello.
go. Simon King's on the pod,
Good to
everybody.
see you.
We stayed with him at Skankfest. That's how we got to know each other. How
Yeah.
We slept head to toe a couple
We
times.
slept at a couple times. It was a good time. It was a good time. We partied in a giant house in New Orleans.
Did you ever actually sleep head to toe with anyone?
No, I
Okay.
did the old man thing where I pulled rank because I was by far the oldest, and I was like, "Fuck this shit! I'm gonna
You're doing
pass
bed
out.
and floor.
I'm gonna because I said to Wes, here's the thing: I am an old man. I've been with my lady for 26 years, so I've shared a bed other than when I'm on the road for 26 years. I'm like, when I'm on the road, I am like, I've lived in a house with my lady, shared a bed. I'm like, when I'm on the road, I want my own spot. That's all I do. And he's like, really? I go, dude, it's like the ability to fold things and put things away. I'm such a fastidious prick.
You just reminded me because Wes Barker goes, I was like, man, Simon's awesome. He's really cool. He goes, yeah, man. He said he really liked you guys, but unfortunately he can't stay with you anywhere ever again because you're so hilariously messy.
I would wake up in the morning and I would just walk around with a trash bag, just putting empties away.
Yeah.
And
he
he's
goes,
like, you don't have to do this. I go, but I do, Wes.
he was
But
like,
I
the
do.
clothes was too big of a deal. I go, okay, in my defense, I'm a 5 on messy. Pretty messy, not bad. Dave's a 2. And Wes said, I accept. I agree with the ratings.
Yeah.
I'm a 2.
2 out of 10, by the way.
Yeah, but that's good. Lower is better.
It's good. Lower is better. It's like golf.
right.
I'm
That's what
almost
golf.
number 1.
That's
It's
what
like
I'm saying.
golf.
I'm okay. Well, we had to sleep in the same room. It was me, CJ, and Wes, and everybody snores.
Yeah, I know. And that's
Yeah.
another reason why I was like, because I do snore, and I was like, I'll just fuck up everyone's life.
We slept in bunk beds.
I mean, that's kind of fun though.
It was okay.
Yeah, but when you get to a certain age, it's weird.
It becomes degrading after a while.
Yes.
Degrading bunk beds become degrading.
I did wake up in like a haze, like I was drunk, and I woke up and went like, punk, and like hit my
no!
head. I had
It
the
was like,
classic.
actually one of the good things of fat guy privilege was that I didn't have to sleep in the top bunk, and
Yeah.
there was
I
no
hit
way
it on the
was
roof.
Get the downstairs.
Oh yeah,
I like to me I was just like, and then Eaton was there too, and Eaton's the shit as well. Everyone was cool. Jean-Pierre, everyone's cool, and it's just, but it's like it's a lot of adults in a house doing different things, and I was also fucking exhausted. I was at the end of like I'd been touring and I was like beat up too, and I was like, so I was like, I'll do Skankfest, it'll be so fun, and then I just really didn't party very much. I was like, I was just tired, like, and then it was like. The shows were fun, and it was a great festival, and it's so fun, and I would love to do it again, and I had a great time, but maybe I don't party like, I don't think anyone parties like Skankfest parties.
no, it's pretty intense. I mean, we went out the one night on Bourbon Street.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the drunkest I've been in a long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when
I
we were
wasn't
out-
even there.
Yeah, you were there.
On Bourbon Street, I didn't go.
Yeah, you were there.
That's how drunk you both were.
No, it was me, you, Andrew Packer, Wes.
Oh, that was the first
And
night.
Simon.
That was Bourbon
Yeah,
Street?
yeah.
Yeah, that was on
Oh,
Bourbon
yeah.
okay.
We went to.
I didn't even know.
Weird little.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because wasn't that after we did the opening party thing?
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
That was one of the drunkest you ever been. That's true.
Street. I was
Yeah.
hammered.
And it's
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had come in late, so I see him, and he instantly comes up to me, and I know how he's at least 7 or maybe 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
And it's 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm like,
wow.
I know this is gonna get worse. Go to that bar. What was it? $2 Miller Lights.
Well, what happened was we started at it was the Hatebreed concert,
yeah.
like the pre-show, whatever, pre-Skankfest party, and I didn't have a pass to get in.
Oh, I'm like in the airport. He's like, text this guy, call this guy. I'm like, I'm getting my bag.
So I'm waiting there, and I just go to Wes. I go, hey, like, I don't have a pass. And he goes, I'll get you in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, you're going to do magic shit to get me in? He's like, yeah, just to be super confident.
Oh,
And we
Got that
walked-
skill set.
Dude, it was
He's so
amazing.
good at that. So jealous of that, like his ability to just like not know people hate magic.
to magic his
You
way.
know, like,
Oh, yeah.
it's just like people will like this, and I was like, they just assume it's an autistic kid who like needs
Yeah,
friends.
yeah.
So they're like, no, but he's the best because his confidence is so good.
It's crazy.
Because he's such a cool and talented dude that like it's just he like is one of those guys that is consistently like it'll work out.
Yeah.
And it does. It fucking does.
I feel like his magic gets better as the drunker he gets too. Like,
He's got to call his special Wes Barker drunk magician.
Yeah, he's got a skill set, and he's just so good at being like, I'll sort it out, I'll fix it out. And
Yeah.
I've never. He's the like we're such good friends because we're the opposite of each other in some ways and the same in other ways. Like we're very similar dudes in like our sensibilities and our morality and everything.
Very hardworking guys.
Yeah, we're very similar in what we do, but in other senses, like I'm so pragmatic and so like let's do smaller venues and let's like. And he's like, let's fucking
put 20
go.
grand into
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
he's like, let's do this.
he's a
And
dreamer for sure.
but it works so well because like I definitely need someone to like pull me out of the mud like the never ending story. Like I need
Yeah.
someone to yank me along. And I think sometimes it's good for him to have a little bit of a cynical like person next to him being like, maybe we should, the world is poison.
yeah.
Like just that little thing.
Just slightly killing his dream a little bit.
Well,
You're
not
dreaming
yeah,
too big.
I feel that like I've always said, and I feel like this with my son too. It's always better to have to pull someone back than push them forward. It's always better to have to be like, let's take it down a second, than have to be like, come on, go do it. And Wes is so. I think he's just very, very talented dude too. So like he's capable of doing these things. He's quite astonishing. And so you like I'm always underestimating what I'm capable of.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, no one's gonna like me.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to go outside. And Wes is like, everybody loves me. And he's right.
He's
And
like,
it's
pick a card, baby.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. And it's just all his face.
He's always trying to get guys to
Yeah.
pick cards.
Yeah, he's like, I'll get you in. So we walked in and he just like confidently did like magic shit with his hand, I guess, as like they're walking in, like, here's your pass, and like flipped it so there was two at the
and
same time.
Made it look like it's
Wow.
two.
So I don't know what he did, but like we got in, and like the security there, as you know,
You
is-
look
is
down
a
and the
bit tight.
pass is just a king of hearts. You're like, what the fuck?
Is this your pass?
Yeah.
and then it's
I'm
free.
Dave
It's all you
Attell.
can drink.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I didn't know that was going on in there because I knew it was over at the Because over at the little soiree greeting thing that was there,
Yeah.
there was all the booze and everything. But I was trying to behave myself because I was
Yeah,
like, I don't
no.
want to get too, because I'm like in my brain.
You
I'm
did the
technically
right
working.
thing.
You were correct.
Well, I ran into stand-up.
and I want to
stand-up was
clarify,
like-
I wasn't there for this also. I want
stand-up
to
was
clarify
like,
that really
nobody's
quick.
drinking anymore. I'm like, I'll drink with you. But then I'm like, I can't keep up with Doug. Like, nobody can. So I was like, I'll have a couple. And then I was like, I'll just wander off over here. And like I love him to death. But I'm like, I'll go over here.
Was it are you talking about the
drinks.
parking lot?
The parking lot party was the only place I went. I didn't go inside.
Yeah, that's where I was.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about. The parking lot.
Oh, the parking lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's all you can drink.
Yeah. So it was all you can drink. So I was pounding the drinks.
For guys with fucking magic passes,
Yeah,
guys who didn't
exactly.
apparate their pass.
But you know I'm gonna do it, baby. So I got super loaded, and then when I met up with you guys, I was like, yeah, I was definitely the drunkest I've been in.
Yeah. And then we went to that bar. They had $2 Miller Lights. And I was like, can I have 7 beers? The guy was like, sure. He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I was
That's
like,
the
whoa.
thing I've noticed that's so great about the States is like they free pour and they don't seem to care about they're not worried about your health. You know what I mean? Like they don't give a shit. For a place that has very little health insurance and coverage, they're like, just go do it. Like I was in Chicago and I was like, I hadn't been drinking in a while because we don't have bourbon up here right now. And that's my
true.
drink.
Yeah.
And so I was there and they're like, you got a $50 bar tab at the thing. I'm like, $50, I'm not going to drink that. And then I was like, I'll just have a double Woodford on the rocks. And she goes, okay, so that's 6 ounces. I go, what? She goes, well, a rocks is 3, so a double is 6. I go, why is a rocks 3? She goes, because the water, the
It'll
ice
turn
dilutes it. I
into-
go,
yeah.
that's why I get rocks, so I don't die.
To dilute the one.
So she just handed me this giant goblet of I'd returned from a quest, and I was just like, "What the fuck is this?" And of course, I'm like, "Well, I gotta drink it because it's rude if I don't." And then I might as well make the best of the tab. Oh my god!
How much was that? How much was that? That one.
I don't know because it was just on the tab. I just know that
Oh.
I just threw down $20 for a tip. I didn't owe anybody anything. I was just like, "Here's some money."
Man, I just snuck into another open bar when I was in England
Nice.
that I should not have been at. And
Hold on.
That's so
How
great.
many bars can you, or whatever, open bars can you sneak into and be like, I should have been there, by the way. They kept me out and I snuck
that's
in.
crazy to think that. Have I ever even been at an open bar that I
You
was
should have
invited
been
to?
at. No,
That
I don't
sounds
think
like
so.
It should be its
outside
own
of a
show.
wedding.
I would watch a show. I would watch a web series of you sneaking into open bars.
That would be good.
That's a great idea.
That would be a great because I would be like, I want to see how this works because the idea that you might get caught and the idea, just the idea,
How
it
to
would
get
be like
out.
it would be like this
I
weird
love that,
low level
actually.
rumbling true crime thing of he's technically doing something wrong, but there's no real risk here.
It's like keys to the VIP, but
Yeah.
how many beers can you get?
Yeah, it's
Instead of
it's-
how many whores can you
yeah,
make
it's
out
like
with?
it's like camping somewhere you're not supposed to be. It's like, are they gonna move me along? Or it's
I
like,
love being the spiritual successor to Keys to the VIP.
I think
I
that's
just
great.
love that for
Yeah.
me. I
What
think
would we call it though? What would you call that show?
Sneaking it up with Dave.
Sneaking it up, yeah. All you can drink.
That's horrible.
It's a blue sky. We're just blue skying this one.
It's just out there. It's
Open bar, not far.
yeah.
Oh, it's okay, I guess, but it would be, yeah. This
Hmm.
bar, what I was gonna say was, while we think of names, it was the only time I've ever seen an open bar become a closed bar.
Oh, yeah.
We
they-
really?
there was like I guess there was a cap that we hit,
Yeah.
and I was just like, I feel responsible because I drank 7 beers here
Yeah.
for blowing the light on this
Yeah,
thing.
you'd
I
love
don't
to see
think
the
if you're in
percentage.
England, you're not responsible at 7 beers.
Yeah.
There's some guy there who's like, oh, $50.
Yeah.
Like that's the guy, and he's not supposed to be there either. He's just a guy who wanted.
But he's fitting in for some reason.
yeah, that's exactly the guy. So if 7 beers in England is that's appetizer.
They
Still
have an
drive.
aggressive type of drunk person there
They
that doesn't
do.
exist in Canada.
No, yeah, because they drink rapidly. Because I lived there for a while.
Yeah.
And I would notice that the bars, like the pubs, would be right after work. They'd be very busy for 3 hours, and then they're empty
Yeah.
because people get off work, they get really drunk and go home to their families.
Yeah, and then
And
go
I'm like,
back to work.
Jesus Christ! This is It was insane. When I lived in Crouch End, they had a bar that they called an American bar.
Where is that, by the way?
Crouch End is North London, so it's right on Zone 3. Zone 3. And up near Haringey area. And if you're a comedy fan, downstairs at the King's Head was right in my neighborhood, which is a legendary old open mic. It's where all the Canadians used to live up there. So
When was this, by the way?
This is 2015, 2016.
Okay.
So there's a bar up there. They called the American Bar. I think it was just a Haringey Brewing or something, whatever. And they called it an American Bar because they had a couple of like American, what they considered American memorabilia things on the wall. Like they had a Millennium Falcon, and they had like a Mr. T doll. But the reason they called it that was because it was open till 2, which most bars there shut at 12 because it's empty.
Some of them are done at like 10.
I noticed that last time. I was like, what? It's done?
Yeah, they're done. Yeah. Like to us, it's like after a show, I'd go to a bar, so say show's done. By the time you get to the bar, it's 11. You figure you're cozying up for 3
You got 2 hours for sure.
Yeah, you figure for sure. But no, like, last call. It's like, what? It's like 11:30.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, nah, you've got to go home. Like, why? It's like playing drunk since 6. It's like, fair enough.
What's the aggressor? What's the drunk archetype guy they have? We don't. Just guys who drink super fast and go home.
They'll approach you and like talk to you, and they're just more aggressive. I'm not saying it's bad.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying it's just like they're. Like even on the street, like there'll be like a drunk guy on the street who will walk right up to you and be like, "What's up, governor?"
I had one in Texas. I was hanging out with Luke Tuma.
Yeah.
And a guy walks up and goes, "Oi, mate, you lads want some points?" And we're like, "Dude, sure." And he goes, "Oh, I got to tell you a story first. I work for Palmer Lucky. You know him? And you know this guy?
Yeah.
Pull him up really quick for those who don't.
Yeah, I know.
He's
Palmer
you
Luckey
know
is
him
insane.
obviously. Like
Palmer Luckey.
He's like a tech billionaire. He's this guy.
Okay, yeah.
So he runs Andurial. I guess it's like kind of like a Palantir. They make missiles or
He
whatever.
started Oculus.
Awesome. Totally.
Yeah, but now he does stuff where
at him.
he like targets like Al Hashimi and blows like helps them get blown up or whatever.
Okay.
So he goes, "I work for Palmer Lucky. I find all his software engineers. Basically, what they do, they'll make a tiny boat the size. It might be half the size of your forearm, and it can seek out any boat, fucking blow it up right away. Biggest boat you've ever seen. Explosion. Anyway, you guys want to do a little pinch of sniff?" And he pulls out cocaine.
Fucking hell.
And then he goes, "All right, maybe later. All right, so we'll get some points." And he's just talking about like all his war crimes. And then he goes, "Mate, and now look at this. This is my house that Palmer Lucky bought me. It's a fucking farm in central London." And he's showing us flexing. And Luke the whole time is like, "I hate this guy so much."
Yeah.
And then Luke's like, "I'm not a confrontational guy." So he doesn't want to say he hates him, but to get him to go away, he's trying to just do his voice.
Yeah.
So he's like, "Oi, mate, we get a fucking laser beam from space and shoot it straight through the Palestinian girl's forehead. Absolutely vaporizes her brain."
Right to his face.
And right to his face. And he's going, "Yeah, pretty much, mate. Pretty much.
my God.
That's pretty much it." And he's loving it.
Got a missile that can see race in real time. Snipe a Lebanese pregnant woman. Anyway, round for the boys, my mates.
I'm smashing my fist laughing.
Yeah.
And the guy doesn't understand because he thinks that's what guys do. You go up, have a good laugh with the boys, and go home. But it was like, man, that guy, Luke goes, that guy might be the devil. He might literally be the devil.
I mean, that does seem like a thing the devil might do to see who's on his
Try
side.
to give you cocaine and beers and then gloat about war crimes.
Well, they
Like,
love cocaine in England. They hate weed.
Yeah,
but they're
they
into
call
coke.
it Chuck in England. They call it Chucky.
Weed?
Charlie. No, they call cocaine Chuck.
oh, he was calling it sniff.
Sniff or Charlie.
Yeah,
Depends
or
on where you're from,
packets.
right?
Pinch a sniff.
From fucking South London, it's Charlie.
Okay. He
Charlie.
sounded similar. He had to be a South London kind of guy.
I
He was
like
saying
that.
Central London.
I like that.
But it was just like,
Oh, he's moved up market.
and then he bought us like 6 beers. And it was like, "Thanks, Andurial." I kept calling him Andurial.
It's just like the first boss of Diablo 2.
Yeah. Andurial.
Thanks, Andurial.
Just passing beers with 6 arms.
How long did you live in England for?
So I was born there, so I could kind of be there as long as I want. So I moved to Canada when I was 5, and then we went back. I went back for a visit, and then I went back in 2015 for like a year, and then it came back because we decided we were going to have a baby.
How's the comedy scene out there?
It's great. It's great. I mean, it's different from
A lot of Canadians go out there.
Yeah, it's different from what we have in terms of like their headline sets are 20 minutes. And so like I was already at the point where I was kind of selling tickets in Canada at that time. And so when I moved to England, I had to go back to doing club work to learn, but there is so much of it. And it was good for me. I enjoyed it a lot because I think Canadians hold a very special place there because we share a lot of the wordplay, anti-hero stuff that the British like.
Yeah.
But we also have an aggressiveness that the Americans have that the British
The
comics
boisterous
don't. Yeah,
kind
they
of-
don't tend to have as much. So there's not too many equivalent British people to like Bill Burr.
Well,
for
they hear a
instance.
guy like you start yelling like Kinnison. They're like,
Yeah,
"Is
yeah.
this fucking Kinnison's son?"
Yeah, they get this thing where they like, and because I'm
Simon
I'm British
Kinginson.
too, and I know. So I used to do this thing where I go, because my buddy Glenn Wool, the legendary Glenn Wool, told me he goes, you have to tell them that you're not American. I go, why? They're not stupid.
No.
He goes, no, you got to tell them. And I refused to do it at first, and then finally I was like, fuck. So finally I started, because I was born in Sheffield, which is the north of England, which is like the real, and we moved over in '82, so like Thatcher's Britain, right? So I used to do this thing. I go, yeah, I'm Canadian, not American. And then they would cheer, and I would like make fun of America for a bit. And they would cheer, and I go, you look at you cheering like England's not the America of Europe, you Yankee Doodle fucks. And then I just went straight for them, and I went like right at them. And then I go, oh, but Americans are so fat, Simon. Have you ever seen people from the north of this country on vacation in Spain? Like, I can't believe you can't get fish and chips and fucking Ibiza. And when I did that, they're like, what? And I go, yeah, I'm one of you. It was like, and that was the end. And then once I had that, then they were on board with anything I wanted to throw at them, because they were like, oh, he's one of us, but he's also, it's like you're a double agent.
Yeah, I was gonna say you
Like, he's been
infiltrated
to
them.
the colonies.
Did you go all over England?
Yeah, I toured all over. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was great. It was really good. Like it was, the advancement is very quick there, because I went over there refusing to. I really didn't want to ask for any help. I really didn't want to get. I'm very bad at networking. I'm very bad at using any connections.
we were talking
I have.
about that.
I'm so shitty.
I said
at
that's
it.
what I'm the best at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so bad at it. Like I just won't ask for help. And even though I know there were people who would help me, so I just was like, I went over there and I'm like, I'm going to start from the very bottom, taking names out of a hat at an open mic. And within 3 weeks, I was headlining clubs. It's like it was like partially because I kind of went and did some guest spots, and they knew me, and then my reputation was a little bit there. But none of my credits mattered. Like no one gives a shit about a comedy now.
What's this comedy now you're on about? In England.
Ever say that?
In England.
In England, yeah. In England, they're like, comedy now, comedy when? I was like, that's not happening.
When did you start comedy?
2000.
Damn, 2000. That's
I'm
gnarly,
old, man.
dude.
I've been a comic so long that I remember when comics in 2000 used to complain about how they can't say anything anymore. That's how long
What could you even not say in 2000?
I
Oh
can't
my
wear
God.
my Klan hat on stage.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? Should be censored. No, but I've been a comedian a long, long time. I started at like a really weird time because comedy was in a real ebb, because reality TV had come in and a lot of the writing jobs were wrapping up, and the development deal system had collapsed. So there was no longer this go to Just for Laughs or go to a festival, get a development deal and live off those. You know? Comedians like Bob Marley and people like that used to just jump from deal to deal. That didn't exist. If you remember, there was a guy named Michael Roof who unfortunately has passed away, but he got like the biggest development deal in JFL history in like '98 or something. It was like $500,000.
Google this
I
guy.
got no idea who
Michael
it is.
Roof. He went by the name Chicken. Michael Roof. He went by the name Chicken.
I might recognize his face.
Yeah,
we
was,
watch a
he
lot
had
of Just
show
for
called
Laughs.
Raising the Roof.
Also, Tim wrote
He unfortunately killed
comedians
himself.
in bars with Davey Seinfeld. That was his idea.
That's a good idea.
What does that even mean?
It's the,
Michael-
it's the
Comedians
open
in
bar
cars.
sneak-in one.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I love how the name was so far off from you couldn't even remember the callback 3
It should be
minutes
called.
ago.
It should be called Passing the Bar or something.
Okay, now we're getting there.
Oh.
Like
Okay.
Michael
I
Roof.
like
I think it's
that.
ROOF.
ROO.
I think Michael Roof, and he was a he should
looks-
be
yeah, that's
currently
him. Click
dead.
him. He's currently dead.
He's currently
yeah.
dead. Chicken.
I don't recognize this guy.
Yeah. So this dude.
I know that guy.
He was
No,
at-
no.
That's not
he was at the prime. He was at the prime of the stool humping time of comedy.
Oh, nice.
And he was just this.
Would he say chicken? Chicken.
I don't know. I never saw him. I just know the story of him, and he came out of there with like the biggest development deal in JFL history. Everyone went crazy. It was right around when the .com thing was happening, so everyone had this weird hierarchy of thing. And so after that, and it went nowhere. And after that, because he was supposed to be the host of American Idol, and then when that didn't happen, I think that was when
This guy was
It's between Ryan Seacrest and chicken.
and
I'd
Chicken.
kill myself too if I missed
Yeah.
out on the secret
God.
spot. I don't know.
if he killed himself.
I'm just saying what I
Pretty
would
sure
do.
he did.
You said two.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure he
damn,
killed
my
himself.
bad. Did he really?
Yeah, I think he did.
Oh, fuck,
Yeah,
my
I think he
bad.
did. And
Damn.
Oh, that's all right. He doesn't care. But so anyway, so this poor guy goes through this ringer, right? And but that was kind of like the tragic end for.
Damn, he was born on MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa, Florida. I've been there.
Really?
Yeah,
So it's your fault.
I was
Dun, dun,
I was traveling with the Stanley Cup, and they were like, "Hey, we're going to MacDill Air Force Base," and it was the middle of COVID. And the CENTCOM general in charge, he's like the second highest general in the U.S. came. He had a crazy entourage. They're like, the general wants to meet you guys.
What?
It was during COVID, and so we're all masked up, and then he walked by and like he went up to each of us and gave us this coin.
Did he walk up to the cup and then stop and then turn and look at it?
I don't even know if we had the cup open at the time, but they were like, "General's come through. He wants to meet you guys." And so he's like, I'm willing to present you with this special coin. And he gave us all a coin. What? And like, they're like, stick your hand out and the general's going to give you a coin. So I stuck my hand out and gave him the coin. And then he gave the 4 of us a coin and then he left. And his like handler was like, "How dare you not shake hands with the general?
To you, just
disrespect." No, everybody.
Oh.
None of us shook his hand, but I was the first guy in line. So I set the tone.
You set the
It's COVID. You're not supposed to shake people's hands. So I was thinking of giving him an elbow.
You're Howie Mandeling him, double fist bumping.
So I'm like, I can't. So I was like, I'm not going to shake his hand. So he waited for the handshake, and I was like,
You snubbed the general?
Dude, the general of CENTCOM, who is like the...
And you're like, I feel terrible. And you go over to the vending machine, click. Where's the Coke?
Put your mask on.
Send a fucking unit to blow this guy's house up. You didn't shake my hand.
Yeah, this chick went ballistic on
Hey,
me.
we just got an order to blow some guy's house up.
Palmer Lucky! Yeah, dude, this guy
That's
was...
fucking
She was
crazy.
mad.
So basically, we make a missile that if you don't shake a lad's hand, it fucking comes straight through your fist. It blows your fucking hand off.
It's a snub gun. The old snub gun.
A snub missile.
Johnny
Snub
Snubgun.
missile.
That's my uncle's name, Johnny Snubgun. Johnny Snubgun. Oh, it's great. He's lovely.
Seen him in the pub,
Oh, he's lovely. He's always
Good
having a
boxer.
food sale, isn't he? Johnny Snubgun.
Saw him in the lift.
Johnny Snubgun.
So,
Sorry.
was he
chicken?
sad?
No, I mean,
the general?
No, so
Oh,
anyway,
George Chicken. Yeah, he was sad.
General
We know he was sad.
I was just using him as an example, but like, so that was when it started. Like, that was kind of like the tone of the time. He wasn't dead yet, but that was like the tone of the time. Was like all of that had collapsed, and the idea that like, so really, and this was before. There you go. And this was before. This was before.
Where do you think he
we
was
had
hanging
any-
from? The roof?
Okay, that's enough.
Oh, come on.
But fair enough.
that's
But
good.
but it was also one of those things where it's like, so there was no social media at the time. There was no YouTube. You couldn't like you had to just wait for people to like give you things. So it was like, if you got JFL or Aspen or something, you got basically one chance a year to get it. And if it worked, you might get a chance to get in the system. You might, but it's very, so there were very few comedians. I mean, comedy's going through a bit of a boom, although I think it's kind of on the other side of it now. But like, it didn't exist like that when I started. There was like a few amateur comics. There was no reason to do it. And where I started in Vancouver, the scene was like a lot of headliners from the 80s. Guys were 15 years in at that time, had moved out there to kind of not retire, but like there was a bit of a film and TV industry, and so comedy wasn't really a thing like it was. It was just like you're only doing comedy for being a comic. And you know, I've seen it through a few different iterations of what comedy has been, different kinds of booms and busts and alternative comedy. Because that was also right after the alternative comedy boom of the early 90s had stopped.
There were some cool guys you were saying on the way here coming through.
Yeah, there were some great guys.
In
Galifianakis
Vancouver.
was up there all the time filming a show. So Zach was in town from around like 01, I think, until around 04, 05.
Oh.
He was filming a show called
Before
True
he
Calling.
blew
So he
up.
would come in and do maybe 05 or 06. And he would come in and do shows, and just the sweetest guy, best guy. And so there were a lot of people who were coming through Vancouver, but Vancouver was a really good place to get good at comedy because the audiences were very, very, you know, it's funny. I hear comics now complain about like PC crowds and stuff. I'm like, back then it was like, it was almost like an elitism thing that the audience had. Like you could win them over. You just had to be really sharp.
It was like a challenge.
And I'm sharing stages with like, I'm starting out and I'm on shows with like Peter Kalamis and Brent Butt and Daryl Lennox and Erica Sigurdsson and these comics who are like legendary good comics, Kevin Fox, Damon Schroeder, like these people who are just so good.
Wait, did you say David Schwimmer?
No, Damon Schroeder,
Oh, okay.
great comic, and Kevin Fox, and these people who like Erwin Barker and
We were on an applause break.
but these people who were like showed up and like were incredible comics. So I would just do my set and then I would sit at the back and like watch. I would go to like comedy school and I would watch these incredible, and everyone, the thing about Vancouver was because it kind of developed in this weird little solo petri dish because there wasn't a lot of road work either. So the comics that were working on the road were like, they were still flying out east. They were still going to, but in BC itself, there was no money to be made.
Right.
So it was like one of these things where like I was watching all these comics with different styles because they'd all developed independently. There was none of this whole like we talked about earlier, like in some scenes, it's like every comic has the same kind of style or the same. We're talking about.
So a lot of guys doing Shane Hand out in
Yeah,
Philly.
they just pick whatever they are and whatever seems to be the industry trend. None of that mattered out there.
Yeah.
And so it was a really cool place to grow up as a comic because you just kind of became independent and did your own thing, and the competition was stiff but not negative. Like there were a lot of comics on every show that were absolutely murdering, and the joke writing was incredible and what they were doing, but it wasn't like for by and large, for the most part in the early days, you know, it wasn't like an exclusionary thing where you're not allowed in. It was like, I mean, there's always going to be comics like that. And there was
You run into an issue ever where like Brent Butt gives you a coin and the booker's like, you didn't shake Brent Butt's hand, you fucking idiot.
But I mean,
goddamn coin.
and that's the funny thing is, a few years in, it definitely started to become more of a. The scene became more insular as the more mouths to feed. It became less community and more like independent. And there were definitely people were like, I don't want you having this and I don't want you having that. But like we talked about earlier, is in terms of like always the talented people, the really talented people pretty much were always cool because they weren't insecure. But, you know, comedy breeds.
That's what Simon was saying. He was like, because I was like, oh man, with the pod, like we try to be as collaborative as possible. And I was saying what Drew said when he looked over at Toronto and he was like, this is the Toronto scene. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, they don't seem very approachable. And then I talked to you about it after and you were like, man, I've gone up to Stanhope and been like, hey, nice to meet you. And he was like more approachable than some guys out there. Like,
when I went up to Stanhope, I mean, he was drunk as fuck. And Simon was there too. He's like,
that'll help because he's his buddy.
They're buddies. Exactly.
But he's the best. I mean, but that's the thing. Talented people, they're not insecure, right?
No.
So it's like because I think you get to a point where you realize, and I mean, it's normal to go through the phases of, and there's still a little bit of the, well, how come that guy's got this or she's got that and I haven't got this? And it's when it comes to industry stuff, particularly, you get confused as to like, but once you realize that the industry is not a meritocracy, and once you realize that someone else's fans aren't going to necessarily be your fans, and there's more than enough to go around. Like when I started out, Dane Cook was becoming a big thing, and a lot of comics were really pushing back against Dane. But I mean, you can say a lot about Dane, and I'm going to stay neutral on the topic, but I will say this. He did a lot for comedy that wasn't there before he did it. Someone else would have done it, but the fact that he blew up and showed that the industry, that someone who hadn't been on TV, because at that time, the touring comics making money were like Chris Rock, or like, you know, Seinfeld, Carlin, those people. And then the original Kings of Comedy had come out in the early 90s. It was early 2000s. It was kind of like showing that you could make some money off comedy. But it wasn't a going concern, and the industry didn't give a shit because they were like, maybe you'll make $1 million a year, and what's that for the industry? $10,000 for your $100,000 for your manager, $100,000. They didn't care. Dane came along and showed that you could fill arenas with just doing stand up, because this was before he had TV or movies. And
I'm trying to be like Dane's brother.
Yeah,
You know.
That's my.
Hey, you do owe me that money from that reel too, so don't be Dane Cook brother.
I'm Dane Cook's brother.
Just
This
take
bitch.
the cash.
Didn't he?
But
Did
so-
he die too? Or anyway,
No, he didn't die.
This guy only wants. Let's talk about people who commit suicide.
I thought.
I'll talk about that all day. All day.
Oh, no.
no, the Robin Williams.
Oh, come
Oh,
on.
you met Robin. That's right, because you met him. What's that story?
I don't know. I got to stop doing this voice now. It's weird. Oh, look at us down here in the basement. How are you? He snuck into the bar. He didn't pay.
Get him! Get him!
People ask, and because I didn't know him well. I mean, we hung out a few times, but it was, he's everything you hoped he would be.
Yeah.
He's exactly who you wanted him to be. He really was.
How
He
did
was
you? Because
incredibly fast.
you told us in New Orleans.
I think
but
at that bar night when I was pissed drunk.
that was one of the hardest I've ever seen Dave laugh. I know he's laughing the hardest ever when he's kind of like moving around and grabbing guys and like pulling, like he's grabbing me, pulling me, and being like, "You hearing this?" and like screaming in my face. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm hearing it, bro."
I'm a sucker for Robin Williams' impression, and yours is so funny.
He's so like I always like doing that impression because it's like I always do him like, talking like calm, like not crazy, because you could be like, hey, how are you? Okay, all over the map, and no, you calm and talk, because that's like the genuine guy, that's how he sounds. But then out of nowhere, it's like, fuck. You gotta do the mouth too. It's like, oh, okay, oh, hello.
Is he like that when you're having a conversation with him? Is he just like almost hard to follow him, or does he talk normally?
No. I mean, I talk very quickly too, so for me, it was like quite comfortable. It was a very nice and comfortable conversation because I was like, oh, this is like how I talk as well. But he's very gentle. He's very, very gentle man. It's such a shame because it's like I understand now because I get why it happened, and I understand. And honestly, I completely support this because I mean, if you're at a point where your brain has given up on you and you can't do what you do anymore,
That's tough.
He basically did MAID, like right, like what?
You're
What
right.
did he have,
Yeah.
cerebral palsy.
No,
or
he
something?
had
No, it was like ALS
Lewy
or
body dementia, and
Okay.
so he was constantly Lewy body dementia. If you want stuff and nightmares, look it up. It's fucking horrendous. And
Yeah.
so he was.
Don't actually look that up.
He was
Tim.
losing. He was losing who he was. I mean, he no longer could even do stand up for a man whose entire life was based on the speed and the
Right.
humor, and it was gone. And so, I mean,
Yeah, like
do
what
we
does
really
Bruce-
want him dragging him out at 80 years old in a chair? You know,
Right.
like we don't want that. You know,
He made the right call, honestly. Like, what does Bruce Willis have?
he has
he has just normal
frontal
dementia, right?
Yeah. Just regular boring
He's got
dementia.
OG dementia.
That's whatever. Who cares about that?
But have you seen like Frankie Valli though recently?
Oh
Like,
my God.
he's
Like,
like
they gotta stop
92.
it.
Pull up Frankie Valli. They
Dude.
keep dragging him out on stage, and they got 4 30-year-old guys who sing his songs behind him, and he goes like,
Yeah.
like he just
But
stands
to be
there.
fair, that's where I want to end up. I really want to end up just being on stage and have my opener behind me, just being like, "The system's fucked," and
The government, and a guy's just lifting your hand up like a puppet.
I saw Don Rickles when he was 92, I want to say, and
Whoa.
he crushed.
Dude, did you see that documentary, Mr. Worth?
Yes.
It was so great because like
Yeah.
that moment, like before he goes on stage, he's this sad potato in a suit, like and then the music kicks in, he goes, "Eek," and then it's like watching him like
That's so
power
good.
up, and he goes out, he's just a beast.
He
Just an
fucking crushed when
absolute
I saw him,
beast.
and he was forgetting shit.
Yeah,
But if he forgot a joke,
yeah.
he would just like drop his cane,
Oh yeah,
like act like he's really old,
Yeah, yeah.
like I'm too old to remember shit. It was so funny,
That's
dude.
the best.
Oh, he's like that guy's my fave, man.
There's
I'm
a-
so glad I got to see him.
There's a breed of comedian too, and it's weird having been a comic for so long that like there is kind of a breed of comedian that's kind of sort of dying out, and there's that, and I'm not saying it in a way of like, oh, kids these days aren't as good. Not at all. I'm saying it's just comedy has changed because the kind of like, especially the road warrior comic that I kind of, because I started the very end of that. You get in a car, have the map on the seat next to you, no cell phone service, go to a bar where no one knew you were coming, like, and stand up was not a popular thing, and like it was a very different world I grew up in comedically. And so anytime one of these older comics like Norm or like, you know, even comics I know like Matt Dillon and Darryl Lennox, people like that, then they die out. I always feel like it's just like that last little bit of the island is being washed away by the sea. And it makes me sad in a way, maybe because I mean, it wasn't better back then at all. It was way worse. it was horrendous, but it was very different. Comedy was very much, I think it was Norm said, he's like, particularly Canadian comedians, they do it just for the doing because there's nothing else. Like
that's huge in like the local scenes. As a guy who's
Yeah.
still doing a couple open mics here and there and
Yeah.
running around into
Yeah.
poo-poo towns, it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, you know, some of these guys, they're losing a lot of money to be
Yeah.
here, or they
Yeah.
could be with their kids. It might be their
Yeah.
weekend and they had to get it off.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like
Did you ever hang with Norm at all?
I never met him, and it's one of the biggest regrets of my career. There was a few times when I was like a week behind him or a week ahead of him in a place, and I'd see the poster, and be like, "Fuck, Norm's coming," and I was like, maybe I just stay, and I never did, because
I'll see him again.
Yeah, I didn't know he was sick. I didn't know anything, so I never met Norm. I never met Gilbert, and I really wanted to meet both of them. And I never
Oh,
met
yeah.
either of them.
Oh God.
what do you think they would have said to each other?
I can't do a Norm, but I can do
You
a
do- I
Gilbert.
really-
I actually did an episode of a podcast.
Dave can
once
be Norm.
as Gilbert.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they didn't say it wasn't.
Like an audio only?
Yeah, it was Todd Glass's podcast.
Oh, really?
Years ago, and I was just like a guest of the podcast, and the whole time I just was like, I think that's great that we're here, and just he would ask me questions, and then there were other guests who were like, what the fuck is happening? Like what? Like because he didn't tell anyone what I was doing.
Do you think anyone can do Gilbert without doing the face? Or do you think that's
don't know.
like it's like
Yeah, you have to sort of. I mean, you need to really squish your face because that's how that works. Yeah, it is. It's like it's like pulls up your teeth.
yeah.
That might be the best Gilbert I've ever heard.
I can't. It's hard. It's hard to do with headphones.
That's better because it's sort of like, you know, people think that he was yelling all the time. He wasn't yelling. He was just like sort of. Occasionally, he would get mad,
You can get up there.
but then sometimes, you know,
Like it was like, yeah, he had that like
a mad Jew in the hotel. There's a mad Jew.
I was lucky because years ago I got to go through a bunch of archival footage of like Judd Apatow did I'm friends with a friend of his, and so I don't know Judd, but I ended up as a favor to this friend editing these footage that Judd had of all these old interviews he used to do with like Bob Goldthwait and Gilbert and stuff. So I got to see some really cool stuff from back, because you got to remember too that like back then, like Bob Goldthwait was like the thing in like 1990. Gilbert was the thing. Like this was like they were gonna be.
I would remember we would watch like Just for Laughs, and you didn't like Goldthwait.
You know what? I don't like that he lit the chair on fire.
You would turn it off. You'd go, I don't like this guy. Change it up. I want to watch.
That's crazy. I don't remember that at all.
I want to watch Greg Morton. I want to watch him
that at
do.
all.
I want to watch Greg Morton do Yoda, and that's fucking it.
Who was the guy who would lift the house? And you're a Japanese guy when you're lifting the house.
Oh, I
What
don't
was
know.
that guy's name?
I don't know.
Was that Panette?
No, it wasn't Panette. What was that? I can't remember, but that bit always made me laugh.
You love Panette. You'd keep him on.
Love
But there
Panette,
was some
Panette,
guys
yeah.
you would go, no, we're bumping this.
I
There's
don't
another
remember
guy's
that at
gone.
all.
Panette's gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We would watch. I mean, you remember watching that.
Of
stuff
course, but I
together.
just don't remember not liking Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yeah, you
I
didn't.
always loved Bobcat because I thought Bobcat was.
You were like, he's all gimmick.
He was
That's what
really-
you would say.
I thought Bobcat really was just one of the first kind of like just fuck you to the industry and somehow getting bigger and somehow just I really think he just did not give a shit about the industry at all.
It was the same era of like Pauly Shore and those guys.
What was the
yeah.
shirt he would wear? Bobcat Goldthwait. It would say like moron or something. He would wear, and
I don't remember any of this.
and it was
dude.
like
That's
hilariously
crazy.
tight.
Yeah.
What
Dude,
did
he
it
opened
say?
for like Nirvana for a bunch of
Oh,
years,
really?
which is great. And at one point, wasn't he hanging from the ceiling naked and they left him up there? He thought it'd be funny to come down during the show. He thought it'd be funny to come down naked during the show, and they just left him up there, and he couldn't. He's like, "Oh, I'm stuck. I gotta get down."
That's crazy. That just reminded me that he was in the Hercules movie.
Was he?
Oh, he was.
Yeah, because that
one of
voice
the-
was like,
he was like
oh.
one of the monsters or
Yeah.
one of the demons, right?
Yeah, James Woods in that movie is like such a good fucking
Good
performance,
80s.
dude. Oh, he was so good. They like rewrote that character for him.
For James
Really?
Woods?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
rewrote Hades.
Yeah.
Just made it super racist.
They
Right
let
wing.
him do whatever, basically.
They just made it like, yeah, poor people should suffer.
No more black people in hell.
James Woods is a hard voice to do.
I can't do.
It
I
is.
can't do James
It's a hard
Woods.
voice to do. He's
James
great.
Wood. I can't do it. We were talking about John Hamm. I was doing my Don Draper a bunch in the car
John Hamm.
because he. no,
What was that?
do a longer one. Do say, imagine I could sell you this podcast.
Imagine I could sell you this podcast.
Oh,
Fuck
him.
you.
no, I like
That
it.
was
It's got
okay.
the essence. It's
just
got
him.
the essence
No, it
of the
doesn't.
ham.
He's so nice.
It's got ham essence.
He's
Which, by the way, is when you air fresh. Ham essence.
essence of ham.
Essence of ham.
I have an essence.
that's John Hamm with one M.
Do
Okay.
you do any other voices? So this is our producer Tim. He's a bit of a voice guy. Can you do some more voices for Simon King?
Okay, Stephen
Stephen Hawking?
No,
Even walking.
no,
give me
Chris,
Stephen
Christopher
Hawking.
Walken. Christopher Walken.
About-
Christopher Walken.
Mathematics is.
Come on. Fuck, I'm laughing too much. Right, fuck, let me lock in.
Okay. Oh, we'll give you another shot.
I can do a good Nigerian voice.
No. Do the Hawking and do Nigerian Hawking then.
Nigerian Hawking.
Stephen
okay.
Hawking, but he's Nigerian. Yes.
Stephen Hawking, but he's Nigerian. How do you?
This is your fucking chance. This guy's a headliner. So he's a comedian. He started doing comedy.
What are you doing? I can't do the fucking Hawking voice. What are you doing?
I'll take it.
Give me a banana.
All right, that's enough.
Give me a banana's wild.
That's
We might
a,
actually have to cut
was
that out.
That was a weird choice.
I think we're gonna have to cut that out.
That was an odd
I
choice.
thought you were walking Simon there. I'm like, Dave's drive home. I'm like, he's gonna wait
You just
outside
walked-
for
you just
10,
walked the
15.
guest, Tim.
You have to do the Stephen Hawking voice like that, a little more robot-y.
That's pretty good.
I
That
don't
was
mind.
good.
I do mine from fitter, happier, more productive. Mine's the Radiohead robot voice. That's the one I do. So yeah,
That was good.
And you can do it like this one in Big Dick. Because you have to do the voice like that, and then you do it like a robot voice like that.
that's the best I can do.
See, Tim, this is where you take some tips here.
That's a professional right there.
Tim actually performed at the venue you're performing at tonight last night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Cool.
It's
You
cool
did a
spot.
5-minute guest spot for Lewis.
I'm excited. I'm excited to do I mean, I'm always excited to do comedy. I still like it. That's the thing that's cool about
That's
it.
actually
That's
crazy
nice.
to even like your
Yeah.
job at all.
Imagine a
Yeah.
porn star 26 years in being like, I like getting fucked. You'd be
Yeah,
like, wow,
that'd be
that's
wow.
impressive.
Yeah. I mean, as a comedian, I like getting fucked, but most of it. But no, like I mean, this pace is when I definitely hate it. There's definitely times when I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I could drive a bus. Like I have the hand-eye coordination for that. I could get a forklift certificate. Well, maybe I couldn't, but I could definitely move one of the hand-operated ones.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, as you get older, it's like you got to be on the road a lot. That's the one thing I could see hating.
And staying up super late.
It's you know what it is too. It's the ups and downs. It's the exhaustion of like I was saying earlier. Like if it was constantly if it got to the point where I'm like, all right, we're heading into Tower 2 here. I'm gonna fucking leave.
Yeah.
Like we're done here. I get it, but it's not. It's you get to a point where you're like, I'm fucking done, and then just have a huge. Like you'll sell out some massive show or your numbers will go crazy. And you're like, what the fuck? Just let me die. But it's like I feel like the whole time I'm like, oh, I'm just about done. And then someone comes over and just hits me in the heart like Pulp Fiction. I'm like, another 5 years. Let's do 5 more years on the fucking road. And it's just like, but I mean, I got to a point like right before COVID. I was really exhausted, right? And because I was 20 years in, and it's just because I was like a 400 show a year guy. Like I would do every show every night that I could get my hands on. Wow. And when my kid came along too, I was like, I got to stop being on the road. I got to stop doing this because even when I was at home, I would do like 3 shows a night, 2 shows a night, because there was a long time there where Vancouver had a crazy good scene, and then in Europe and everything. And so I was just exhausted, and then I was like chasing these diminishing returns of like I would do a show that was like really good, like a club show or something that's great, and then I would go and find an open mic. Why? What am I doing? Yeah. But I was just doing it because I didn't know what else to do. Because I'd had a career spike early in my career, and then it was like brutal after that. Like I went up real high, and then I went down real low.
Isn't that where you met Robin Williams? You were telling us it was at like an after show thing or something.
It was before that I met him. I actually met him. So I met him before. I met him in 2002. And then I met him again in 05 or 06, I think it was. 06. And but like I saw him a few times in 2002 and then a few times in 2006. And then but in between I'd gone and done the Aspen Comedy Festival, and I came out of there with like just a ridiculous amount of heat, because that was when it's funny, my manager said to me, actually, he goes, if this had been 5 years ago, you would have left with a huge deal, but they just don't do it anymore. And so but I got that heat right as YouTube had just started, and all these things, like everything was changing, and then there was that financial crisis, so there were lots of things going on that was really changing, and I started to hate comedy because all I would do is I would do these showcase sets, and then I would come home, because at that time I didn't have papers in the States yet, so I'd come home to do comedy to earn money to go back and feed my Los Angeles habit. Right. And it just was this cycle of like, the only thing I had that I had control over was stand-up. And so when all that kind of fell apart in 2010, I was like, I just went back to being a stand-up. I had a full-on snap set, and it saved my career, because I recorded an album the end of 2009.
What's that? Sorry, a snap set.
My brain just broke.
Okay.
In the
You had
best
like
possible way. So I was in my early days.
Like a set on stage where you went the fuck off?
What happened?
So in my early stages as a comic, I started at 22, so I was like young, and I was much more cartoony. I still had the messages I have now, but nowhere near as developed, and I wrapped them much more in like impressions and characters, and tried to please everyone all the time. And subsequently, I did quite well in terms of audience response.
Gilbert Gottfried's opinion on abortion, not mine.
Yeah, but it was exactly. It was kind of like these things where I would like do like I listened to some of it because I used to think I was like, oh man, it used to be so much of a milksop, and it was better than I remember being in terms of like having messaging. But I still was very careful to like be as people pleasing as
you don't want to be offending potential
I
fans when you have 9 fans.
Well, and I just didn't understand. I wasn't good enough at comedy yet to say the things I say now back, because I didn't have the skill set. It's like being a woodworker with 5 chisels. Like I may have the ideas, but I've only got 5 chisels.
Yeah, your birdhouse is going to look kind of shit.
Exactly. I just spent time to get those chisels. So now I got a tool belt. I can do it. But so I'd finished that album, and I was like, I just kind of got like the whole LA thing had collapsed, which is lots of long stories. It's for another podcast. But after that, I was like, I'm done. I was like, I'm going to quit. I'm 10 years in. I think I'm done. I don't know what else I'm going to do with my life, but I'm exhausted. I felt like my big break had not happened. Like I'd had it and it failed. And so I was like, okay.
What do you think that was, by the way? Your big break that you kind of had and that you feel
well,
like
I came out of Aspen with like all of this heat. Like I was going to all these meetings and multiple pitch shows, and I almost got SNL a couple times, and like all these things.
You
that
auditioned
happened.
for SNL?
I sent in tapes for SNL, and then they wanted me to come and do an audition. They couldn't decide if they wanted me to come and do it afterwards. And like even when I was filming my Comedy Now, I thought I was leaving the next day to go to New York to do an in-studio. Like that's where we're at. It was like everything was
So, like it's between this guy and Jay Farrow
and
It's
Mad
like,
TV.
fuck.
Mad
So,
TV.
so your agent or your manager or whatever is like, here's a list of the things, like take your meetings, whatever.
We just went through. I met so many people. I went to all the lots. I met everybody. I did all the things. I got all the scripts. I have the original Transformers script somewhere at my house. Like all of these fucking things. Yeah, it's crazy.
Hold on.
He was gonna be Bumblebee.
But like all
I was
of
gonna say
these
Shia?
things, like nearly got movies. And no, it was some guy who was like the Wizard or something. I think it went to Kevin Smith. There was a lot of stuff that went to Kevin Smith at that time, but I also looked very, very young, so I shouldn't have been going for that. So, but then after all of that, after all of this heat and all of these things, and it realized that it wasn't working, and the final straw was I got down to the very final callbacks for Mad TV, and it went to Bronger instead of me, which is great because Bronger's awesome.
Who's sorry?
Matt Bronger.
Oh, okay.
Because they were like, we need a Will Ferrell.
I thought you meant Chris Pronger at
Chris
first.
Pronger.
what I
Went to
thought,
Chris
too.
Pronger. Yeah,
like,
and
Pronger did
that
that?
was a weird season. That was a weird season of Mad TV. There was a lot of hitting. But it was like, so I was like, that was it. I was like, okay, I'm out. I'm done. I'm exhausted. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm just emotionally shot.
Well, you had the biggest shots of all.
And I felt super rejected, and I felt like I had made the mistake. Looking back on it now, there were a lot of things in play, and my managers and agents didn't really know what to do with me. They knew that I was like this guy, but they didn't know what to do with me, and so they just did what their model was at the time, which was plug you into things. Just send him to TV shows, send him to things. So they originally pitched, when they wanted to rep me, they had pitched it to me. They were like, instead of trying to get you on a show, you should have your own show. And they, represented all these people at the time. And so I was like, oh, that makes sense. Like, they're like, let's just develop a sketch show with you. Let's do this for you, and let's do all these things. And so I did that stuff. And it just, I did everything I thought I was supposed to do, and it was so much stress on my relationships and my relationship with my wife and my relationship with my family and everything. I was just exhausted. And I hated comedy. Yeah. So in 2010, I was like, I'm done, and I'm like, I want to quit. But I had to write out the dates I have because I have no high school education. I have no income.
When you don't drop out of school?
End of grade 10, beginning of grade 11.
Whoa.
So I'm a dumb.
You got your grade 10 though. That's
I'm
good.
a dumb.
That's
what? I just figure I'm strong, so I do what I do.
That's the same education our dad has, by the way.
Yeah,
Actually, I think our dad only has grade 9. I think he dropped out.
Really?
Yeah, I don't
he
think
dropped
he has
out
grade
going
10.
into grade 10.
Yeah.
He has less than Ricky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I dropped
to
out
know.
in the beginning of grade 11. Like the
To do
first,
what?
First 3 months. This, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I really didn't know. I just knew it was like it was. I was going to leave school or Michael Roof myself. So I'd have fucking
Yeah.
So I was like,
Chicken.
This was before he did it too. I would have been ahead of the game. Now it would be just hack. So
Michael Basement.
Yeah. There you go.
Got him, Tim.
Almost makes up for the
Got
banana
one.
thing.
We're cutting that. I edit this too.
But then just leave that in, and everyone's like, "What banana thing?" And everyone's like, "I fucking know."
Just bleep it so it sounds like the N word.
Yeah.
And so I was running out these dates, and I was still doing that act. And then I was booked on this little tiny show in Vancouver. It was like a 40-seater, and it was one of those nights where there was like I was closing it. And my buddy James Masters ran. I don't think he'll even remember this, but it was significant to me. He ran that show, and it was one of those nights when everyone was just bombing. It was just a bad night. Just the audience was doing the whole arms crossed, fuck you thing. Yeah. And so I went up at the end and started doing my act at the time and killing immediately, just fucking murder town. And about 5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes into the set, I just stopped and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this.
You said it in the
Yeah,
mic?
I said it to them. I said, I don't like you for laughing at this, and I don't like me for doing this, and none of this makes sense, and I hate it all. And I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was that kind of thing. And then I just started talking about the shit that I'd been through and the thing that I was thinking about. And I somehow managed to make some of it funny and some of it wasn't. And there were these moments of like real uncomfort for everyone and these moments of like huge laughs. And I left and I said to James, I was like, I really apologize. That was beyond unprofessional of me to have done that. And he said, if you do that every time, you might be a good comic one day. And I was like, oh. And then I burned everything fucking down. I didn't do impressions or characters for 6 years. I did not. I just didn't, which was hard because you'll go into places where it would have worked.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it. recorded one special out of the end of that time, but most of that stuff I burned hours of material that never got recorded. I have a couple of audio recordings of stuff, and it's fucking visceral, and it's angry, and it's like, I mean, if you think I'm angry now, holy shit, dude, like it was paint peeling, like it was just, but it was necessary to take it apart to fix it, you know? And I had a fundamental flaw in who I was and what I was doing.
So you have that, and then do you find you're walking guys like more now? Like because you've got...
No, that's the funny thing. So the first time I ever walked anyone was back when I was in my people-pleasing stage. Yeah. And I walked these two people during the show. And I'd said something, I think it was something vaguely anti-religious or something. And I came off stage, and there's this legendary comic named JP Mass, and I said, he's like, great set. And I go, I fucking walked somebody. He goes, good, fuck him. He goes, do you want racists and homophobes and people who like you? I go, no. He goes, how do you know they're not racists and homophobes? Maybe you upset them. Maybe you're doing the right thing. And I was like, oh. And that kind of was in there too. And I was like, okay, so if you don't, the idea that everyone's going to like you all the time is insane. That's not possible. It's stupid. The idea that not enough people who are bad don't like you is also the wrong thing to do. Because if you're going to have a point of view, you better fucking make a point of saying it and be definitive about it. If that's what you're going to do on stage, don't spare the rod. Make a point of what you're doing and fly a flag and be like, this is what I believe, this is who I am. And I don't expect all of you to like it. I'm going to make it as accessible as possible. I'm not going out there, I'm not doing the whole you people thing. I'm doing the we are, let's connect. But I'm very clear about who I am and very clear about what I believe. And it's fine if you don't like that. I'm not for you. Find someone with fucking puppets. That's fine. I'm not for you.
You're not going to get the NRA corporate retreat.
But the
meeting,
people that I get are there. I mean, I don't have a huge fan base. Both of those guys are great, but I don't. But I don't. But the fans that I have they're incredible. And they range from like teenagers to 80-year-olds and people from all walks of life. And I'm so happy that that's the people that I've reached. I'm so happy that like I've got like, you know, pseudo-libertarian gun nuts who don't actually really believe the libertarian thing, but they think the government should get less involved and we've got to fight back somehow. And then I've got trans activists on this side, and then I've got like I've got dudes who are like from the middle of nowhere, like some farmer dudes, and I've got like stoners, and I've got all these groups of people that like something I'm doing is working.
I see you as very like George Carlin, Bill Hicks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what did the guy say? He was telling me the other night he got off stage and the guy was like, "I've seen fucking everyone." It was like a 70-something-year-old
and Carlin and he's like
Lenny
dude.
Bruce.
He's like, yeah, he's like, this guy was like 70-something years old. And he was like, and I wanted to talk to him about Pryor. I was like, where do you see Pryor? Where? And he goes, I gotta go. And I was like, but it's like those things where people.
I was just lying.
Yeah. Then whenever it comes up to you, goes, "Oh man, I fucking saw Gallagher in '81." I was like, "Oh really?"
And I saw Gallagher too. I saw Gallagher too. He was better.
Here's a piece of watermelon. I kept it from the show.
I saw Rob Schneider in 2006.
My God.
Oh fuck! I got in so much trouble for. Well, you didn't get so much trouble. I got fucking people were because I fucking it was a Schneider joke because fuck Rob Schneider. It's like a joke.
He's gone nuts recently. Right?
That's the problem. He's gone nuts, right? And someone's like, Rob
you
Schneider.
can be racist now.
His daughter's super famous.
Yeah, she's like.
Isn't it
What's
Tate
his daughter's
McRae?
name?
El
King.
Is it
yeah,
El King?
El King.
Yeah.
I knew it was like
But
something.
they don't speak or anything.
Oh, really? I didn't know
think
that.
they speak. But I said that Schneider. I was like, because he's posting something like trying to cancel Jimmy Kimmel or something again, and I was like, Schneider. Schneider couldn't get AIDS unless Sandler gave it to him. I was like,
Did
ooh.
you tweet that to him?
Yeah, I put it out there, and I was like, I don't feel so bad about that. I was like, I think that's a pretty good burn.
It is good.
And I was like, it feels.
Did he see it?
I don't know. I kind of hope.
Let's hope he saw it.
I was like, you know what? Like, it's fine. Look, if you want to live on the periphery of show business or do whatever you do, but don't show up. Like, why is it always like Dean Cain and Kid Rock and Rob Schneider and Brewer who are like on that side? That's who you
Brewer's
come up
on
with?
that?
Brewer's one of them too.
He's pretty base now, yeah.
Like,
is he?
But
He's
what I
so
don't
fucking
understand
funny,
is you
though.
can't find a single. Yeah, Brewer's funny, but it's like
There's a thing that I have where I don't think you necessarily need to be a good person to be funny.
No,
I
you don't need to
realized
be.
that
In
a
fact,
long time
sometimes
ago.
it's a
Arguable,
problem to be a good person to be funny.
Yeah, like-
you can be a shithead, but I just
And I don't think you need to be smart either.
No.
I've met some really dumb people
I
who are
know.
so funny.
Yeah, you
know
can
you-
admit some dumb funny.
Stop looking
Yeah,
at me.
it's something I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, what is the nut of that? What makes you funny? Because smart people can be funny, dumb people can be funny, right wing, left wing.
Sometimes some of the guys in a
evil,
group
nice.
chat are the funniest guys in
Yeah.
the world.
yeah,
And they're not saying, nice stuff.
yeah.
Or they're not saying smart things necessarily, but it's funny.
It
Funny's
depends
funny.
on what kind of comedy you do too, right?
Yeah.
Like, so it's like there's a sometimes you have to be highly intelligent to be an absurdist. Like you have to be like to do stuff that
To have like a
appears to be
scope, right?
to see stuff that appears to be super just frivolous and ridiculous and base and stupid. You have to be really smart to pull that off. And sometimes you can say things that appear smart that aren't very smart, but are like Jordan Peterson's not very bright, but everyone thinks he's very bright because he says things that seem very bright. If you threw a couple of jokes in there, you'd have an act, and it doesn't mean he's a smart guy. And it's one of those things where I think that like there's this thing that comedy is a different skill set from all of those things. I think it's like a mixing bowl, like different types of ingredients all kind of make in different. Like you said, some smart, some dumb, some silly, some
I can't figure it out.
Well,
I really can't.
comedy is like a cake, and there's a lot of different kinds of cakes.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of different
Yeah.
ways to make
Yeah.
it. Sometimes people like shit cake, and you're like, this cake fucking
Shit
sucks.
Shit cake.
Well, you know what I mean. Just a dog. It's dry.
Shit Cake.
That was going to be our name, but it was taken. Rob Schneider took it.
Rob Schneider.
That's
shit.
right.
Yeah, he's a
Rob-
patent troll.
Rob's pod.
yeah.
Rob Schneider shit cake. Sounds like such a great album.
Rob Schneider is shit cake.
Yeah.
Pitching a show.
Before we go,
Mm.
I did just think of this. If you would indulge me, what if Robin Williams and Gilbert Gottfried were in heaven and they were just finding out about Epstein Island?
He's gonna do both.
Okay, I gotta take the headphones off.
They're meeting up because I guess Robin Williams died first, and then
Yeah.
Gilbert Gottfried is walking
So
in.
Gilbert's bringing the info. He's breaking the news.
Yeah, let's say Gilbert's breaking the news of,
And Robin's
hey,
finding out
something's
about
going on here. This is we'll just pretend that you can't look down and see, and just he's getting the news.
They're
as it
locked
comes.
out.
Yeah, you're locked out of Earth stuff.
Locked out.
Bruno Mars locked out of heaven.
Okay. Hey, Gilbert, how are you? It's a long time. How are you doing? How's things down there?
You won't believe the shit that's happening. A rich Jew, a crippled physicist, and an ex-president go to an island.
That sounds like the great beginning of a joke. It's not true, right? Holy shit. It's true. What are they doing down there? Diddle, 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 diddle.
Oh, it's ridiculous. There's just kids everywhere, and they're just raping. The raping is so. It's also quite insidious because there's, a shadow state and all these things.
Oh, that sounds like a big deal. You said there's a lot of raping?
So much raping, more than Weinstein. We all knew about. I know we knew about Weinstein, but this is intense. And as a fan of some of these people, I'm quite offended.
Was Moby there?
Moby was not there, no. But Stephen Hawking,
Oh my God, really? The fuckable Roomba?
the fuckable Roomba, was there. Just the raping. Oh my God, on an island.
Well, there's a lot of sand. That's got to be hard to get around.
I know, to me it seems. And there's a play. Do you know the guy from New York with the hair, the Trump?
Oh my God, that's the Orange Menace.
He also a big fan of anyway, long story short, Epstein's not coming up here, but he is dead. So if you want, we could go and visit him and kill him again.
I would love that. Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy is what I say. Anyway, it's nice to see you. I have a show at 6.
No, but seriously though, Simon King, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Man, this was really fun, dude. What do you have coming up?
I'm actually taking a little bit of a break, but I got a special coming out next month, I think. We haven't released it yet, but if you follow my socials, you can find it at This Is Simon King on Instagram, at This Is Simon King on TikTok, Simon King on Facebook. And then, so that's coming out, and then I'm going to be doing some tour dates through the fall and everything. I'm going to take the summer a little quietly because I got a project I'm working on.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm
Secret
learning alchemy.
project?
I'm gonna
Nothing
learning,
like a
I'm
secret
learning alchemy.
project.
I'm going to figure out how to turn like tough metals into gold. So
Oh, I like that.
I've actually just hired Simon King. He's coming to work for Anduriel. He's going to help me find a girls' schools in Lebanon.
And there's a podcast called the Pumpin' It Podcast, which is the Arnold Schwarzenegger podcast, who I may or may not be Arnold Schwarzenegger in that. And it's a fun podcast that you guys can listen to, too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. I like that one.
Oh, that was
It's crazy. And then I do interviews with myself, too. So it's like, you ever see a fat raccoon? I love fat raccoons. They're the greatest.
So that's kind of fun, too. So that's the Pumpin' It Podcast.
Dude, check out Simon's stuff. He's the man.
Look at my giant hair.
Oh, it's gotten crazier as we've gone here. That's
crazier.
wild. Oh my God! Now it's Tim Burton-esque.
It's very like The Cure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Robert Cure.
Oh, that's my new look. This is how I'm going to get the kids on board.
There you
right?
go.
Yeah, right.
Maybe a perm.
yeah,
Go broccoli
I would
head
love
with
a
it.
firm. Like a fro. Bye.
Dude, check out CJ Bishop Comedy. Follow the pod. Up to 8,000 followers on the pod, guys, on Instagram. Thank you so much. Subscribe on YouTube. That's what we really need next. And monthly show at Nickelbrook coming up. That's going to be Mark Edwards headlining May 30th.
Oh, nice. That'll be fun.
I'm going to be out in Kitchener next week for the weekend. I'm going to be hosting or featuring, 15th and 16th. And then just booked it. It's all the way in October, but going to tape an album October 16th and 17th.
Oh, nice. That's good.
Looking forward to that. It's going to be really
Where
fun.
is that going to be?
It's going to be at Rusty Nail as well, in TWH Social House. It's going to be sick, man. I love those crowds. I love performing in Waterloo because I went to school there, and I just feel like an errant confidence, a douchey university drug dealer confidence when I'm in that city for some reason. So
That feels. I wish I had any of that. Just give me a piece of that.
Mm-hmm.
Drug dealer confidence. Get the merch, guys, in a link tree. There's some merch left, so subscribe, YouTube, Instagram. Get us to 10K.
Yeah.
Let's go. Thanks, Weasels.
Thanks.
Peace.